Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. All right, today I wanted to get into this one topic that a lot of channels are talking about, the media's talking about as well. I see this YouTube channel, Sports Wars, there's Black and White Sports, even number 45 has discussed this topic. A lot of outrage about this. And the Cleveland Indians are canceled. They will no longer be called the Cleveland Indians next year. They're going to be called the Cleveland Guardians. And I was going to do a video yesterday, but I wanted to do a little bit of research to see okay, has this happened in the past? And what's different today versus when some of these mascot names were changed in the past? So recently, we had the Washington Redskins, now the Washington football team. They had their name changed because it was allegedly offensive to Native Americans. Now the Cleveland Indians, they're changing their logo to the Guardians because it's allegedly offensive to Native Americans. And on a side note, when I went to high school in Skokie, Illinois, there was one rival we faced. They were called Niles West, and they were the Niles West Indians. And they changed it, I think, in 2002 or 2003 because it was allegedly offensive to Native Americans. They changed their mascot to the Wolves. And I believe at that time there was that running back, former running back, Richard Mendenhall, who used to play with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he went there, and then he went to U of I. But getting back to this topic of NFL sports or collegiate sports, it's happened quite a bit. The thing is, a lot of this happened before I was born, actually. And I know the age group is 35 to 44. So a lot of this actually happened before we were born. So that's why when we see this, we're like, what the hell are they doing? But it's been going on for a long time. Like I mentioned, Washington football team, that has been changed recently. But I'll go through this right now. I'm just going to read off some of these things. Okay. So before the Golden State Warriors, they were in Philadelphia. They were known as the Philadelphia Warriors. And they moved to San Francisco and they had a Native American as their logo for the Warriors, but they changed it. Now, if you look at the logo of Golden State, it's the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, that's one of them. Another school that you've heard of is Dartmouth, an Ivy League school. They were actually called the Indians. And in 1974, they got rid of it, and now they're known as the Big Green. Okay, a few other schools that I'm going to go through. It's St. John's in New York. I think Ron Artest played at St. John's. Anyways, they changed their team name from the Redmen to the Red Storm. So I didn't even know that. And that was, what, in the 90s? Okay. Don't remember that. Okay, before becoming the Redhawks in 1997, Miami University of Ohio, they were known as the Redskins. So they consulted an Oklahoma based Miami tribe, and long story short, they changed their name. There are a few other teams, not as big. Let me just go through one. Oh, and other, or a few others. So there was this Chief Ilinowick at U of I, University of Illinois in Champaign. This has actually happened in her lifetime. 2007, they changed the name because it was allegedly offensive to the Native American community, and they changed their name to. They still have their name as Fighting Illini, but they changed their mascot. I wonder if the Fighting Illini is now going to change their mascot. Okay, one other one is Stanford. Stanford, not many people know. They used to be the Stanford Indians, and I believe in 1972, they changed their name to the Stanford Cardinals. So a lot of this actually has happened. There are a few others that I didn't mention. A lot of this has happened, but when these happened, we didn't have cancel culture at that time as big as it is now. It seems that the media, the big corporations just want to dictate policy, and they're threatening funds from, for instance, the Washington football team. They were threatening funds from them. I believe FedEx and other corporations were saying, hey, we're not going to sponsor you guys. We're not going to deal business with you, or we're not going to do business with you. And they said that because of what happened with George Floyd last year, they're going to have to make changes. It's really interesting that big corporations are saying that, hey, we're not racist and we're going to make all of these changes. We're going to dictate a name change, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of these big corporations do a lot of shady things. In my opinion, they hide behind the name of racism. I'm not sure if they really truly believe in all the things that they're saying. I'll give you one example. It's not a corporation, but if you remember ESPN, there was LeBron James' buddy, and there was Rachel Nichols. And it appeared, even though in public they were saying, yeah, we're for BLM, we're all for social justice, et cetera. But behind closed doors, there's like, I'm getting exhausted. That's what they said. And I'm just wondering if these corporations, they don't want to get targeted in the future for whatever reason. So they're saying, hey, we don't like racism, so we're going to make all these institutional changes. I believe it's basically like individuals paying the mob saying, hey, don't come after us. We are against racism. That's my opinion of what's going on today versus back then. Back then, it was more independently changed. It was done on a local level. Now it's a big corporate environment, and we all know that big corporations, over the past few years, are getting propped up by the big government, are getting heavily involved in political issues, and it just seems that they don't want to be targeted for other issues, in my opinion. I could be wrong. They may truly be behind these causes, but as you know, now big corporations are saying you got to get the jab. If you don't get the jab, you're fired. Well, some people may not want to take the jab because of racist experiments that happened in this country a long time ago. But you see, these corporations are not going to talk about those type of incidents. They're only going to talk about issues that the whole system supports, the whole corporate elite support. So that's one thing. My second opinion, what may be going on, is that the marketers may be behind this as well. I used to work, once again, in a WPP company, and I'm not trying to stereotype the individuals that work there, but a lot of them happen to be women in their 20s and 30s that happen to be interested in social justice initiatives. And you see how all these big corporations are getting behind this. You see how advertisers are getting behind this as well. You see this in advertisements all the time. And what I'm thinking is, okay, these individuals, these ladies, may be dictating the way that these corporations are acting because they're getting paid good bucks. I've worked with them, even though I was in accounting. I noticed they do a good job, but just because they do a good job doesn't mean that they're going to do things right all the time. So they may be behind this push for social justice initiative as well. They may be the one saying, hey, we got to go after these corporations, or not corporate. Yeah, we got to go after these teams, and we got to make changes ourselves because that's what they feel is the right thing to do. So now I can't prove this. This is coming from the marketers, these individuals who are account directors, who are managing directors, etc., at these marketing companies, at the big four marketing companies, with WPP being one of them. But at the same time, I would not be surprised because everyone is going woke right now. So, long story short, I believe all of these changes are happening because the corporate system wants to, number one, not be accused of any wrongdoing, so they get behind the causes of racism. They don't truly believe it, in my opinion, like I mentioned with ESPN and the Rachel Nichols saga. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Do you think that I'm way off base? Do you think I'm partially right? Let me know. I mean, I'm curious. And what team do you think is next? I mentioned Fighting Illini. Are the Atlanta Braves next? Are the Kansas City Chiefs next? Florida Seminoles, I know they have a good relationship with the tribe. I think the Seminoles tribe down in Florida. So I don't think their mascot's going to change. But I could see a lot of external forces in the corporate environment, the woke individuals or so called woke individuals, demanding a change to the names. And it probably will happen in the next few years. Are the New England Patriots next? I am really interested in seeing what's going to happen. Are the Chicago Blackhawks next? Let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.